Good morning. Welcome to EMAC Podcast and Coffee. It is September 10th, 2021. I am in a shared universe podcast studio at Bell Works with my co-host Chris Ryan, McHugh Captains, my awesome chairman of the board, my boss, my love, my inspiration.
Hi, everybody.
I need a raise. I'm just kidding.
Can I just mention, every time I hear chairman of the board, Whitey Ford automatically.
Well, yeah.
Really? Yeah, does he look like Whitey Ford?
I am lefty. I'm left-handed.
It's the only time I ever hear chairman of the board, Whitey Ford.
I like to call him that.
Yeah.
So and then we have our guest who's already chimed in already, Mr. Shy, Kevin Ertel from First Constitution Bank. We have Chris on the boards with us today, and we are excited to have you guys with us. Thank you. I know Kevin was a little disappointed that we weren't in the Marvel room, but you know, I'm sure if he looks around, I see Catwoman with a whip. That ought to get you going.
I already found Captain America's shield, so I'm good.
You're good? Okay.
Totally good.
Yeah, it's really funny. This summer, my 18-year-old had Ray and I watch all of the Marvel movies in chronological order.
I was going to say, in order?
In order.
How long did that take you?
It was 20, I want to say it was like 20, no, it had to be more than that. Had to be more than 23 hours. I think we had 23 hours left halfway through.
The question is, did you sleep?
Yeah.
Did I sleep during them?
Like, at any point? Did you watch straight?
No. We watched them over the course of the summer.
Okay.
We watched, like once a weekend.
In
we
chronological
watched a 2-hour
order.
Yeah, it was awesome, and I didn't know all that stuff that I had seen in the rooms because that's not my thing. Then I go in there and I'm like, oh, Thor's hammer! Whoa, yeah!
Well, I know that stuff, but I don't know like the storyline.
Yeah.
I had seen pieces of them. I had seen Black Panther, which was an awesome Wakanda. So anyway, I had seen bits and pieces of them, knew who they were, but not. The stories are awesome.
I'm big into the movies. The comics, if I could say before my time, they're a little before my time.
Yeah. The movies are good. I like them. A little bit before your time. You're just a tiny bit younger than me. Just like
Yeah, I wasn't really into comic books, but I did like the cartoons back in the day.
Yeah. Wonder Woman. No, she's not even Marvel, but I can't help it. That's who I think of in the Bionic Woman, and they weren't even comics, but you know.
I like a blended universe anyway.
Yeah, I know that. I'm learning that about you.
I like everyone together. So I never really distinguish between DC and Marvel.
We'll just talk about this the whole
Sorry,
time. That's
Stan.
great.
I see Stan over there on the wall. Sorry, Stan.
Stan, may you rest in peace.
Yeah.
The best is watching those movies and watching Stan and his
trying to find
it.
Like, it's
Find
really funny.
Yeah.
So,
Some of them are obvious, and then
good morning, strikers. It's nice to hear from you. Happy Friday to you as well. So, anyway, we should talk a little bit about business.
Sure.
Because we've got a really big, folks, really big event for you on Wednesday.
Trying.
On Wednesday.
Trying.
We are having Dragan, who is one of the top presenters for Tony Robbins on the peak performance strategies. He is going to help us reach our peak performance in, I think it's like 7 easy steps or something like that in 40 minutes.
Yeah, for those who have seen it before, you know, we have the Tony Robbins crew in every
other
2
year.
years. Yeah.
The last time Dragan was here was right before.
Right, and it's a phenomenal presentation. It is. What do you call it? The condensed version of the Tony Robbins. You know, it is that year's Tony Robbins speech. It's just not Tony giving it.
Yeah.
Because he's rather expensive.
He is rather expensive.
But
and do you know he's not doing it live?
No.
But the live.
The
he's
live
not
is,
doing
right?
it live this year.
Oh, I thought he is.
Oh, maybe in Florida?
Yeah, I think that's the first time
That's
back
the
is
first
like
time.
the Thanksgiving time, and
Right.
this is what this is
Oh, right.
to
You're right.
promote.
Right.
Is that first time live in I guess 2 years? I think Tony Robbins thing down in
I think it's down.
Florida.
It's close
It's
to
always
where he
Florida.
lives. But the one for the following year is sold out already.
Yeah, it's
Colorado.
crazy.
It's
crazy.
really crazy. So you can get all of Tony's wisdom
Yes.
directly from EMAC.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
This is the presentation that Tony puts together for his staff to go out around the country. So it's a very good talk. It always has been. It's always been a very popular event for us. This year's a little light on attendance. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. So this is what we'd like to say to you.
We're always notoriously late registration.
Yes, we are.
We are late,
We are.
and that's really, it makes planning these events so much fun for me, I have to say.
Not stressful at all.
No,
stressful.
not at all, not at all. But it's going to be really
I mean,
nice.
not stressful for me, at least. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, are you coming? Because you haven't registered yet, just speaking about it. You might have to work in the branch, which I
I
understand.
plead the fifth.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, it's at 7:45. We're going to do in-person networking. Breakfast at the Sheraton in Eatontown. We'll be in the Regal Ballroom. Usually we're in the atrium, but we need the darker room because Dragan is joining us virtually.
Yeah.
They have mastered, of course, as they master everything else with
that'll
Tony
be
Robbins,
interesting, too.
they have mastered presenting virtually interactively. So thanks to Ming Chen from A Shared Universe, he's going to be there being our tech guru. He's going to help us with the Zoom. So you can attend the meeting via Zoom. You can attend the meeting in person. You can do it either way. Register online. Just let us know which way
You
to
could
expect
sit there in person and be on Zoom on your phone.
Oh, well, you could, but yeah. Well,
And
you
you see it
could. Chris,
twice.
why don't you try that?
And you
I'm
see
going
it
to see how
twice, I
that
think.
goes.
You'd see it twice?
Good luck with that.
I don't know how you do that. You'd be seen twice. You'd be seen in the room, and then you'd be seen on Zoom, and then
Which would be
but-
an interesting,
and,
man in the crowd type of
yeah.
thing.
Ooh,
if there's a
creepy,
crowd.
creepy. If there's a crowd, there's going to be a crowd. So join us. It is actually really fun. I have been known to entertain for no additional fee. So if you want to
Comedy.
One of the reasons I stayed in the chamber.
And riffing,
Yeah.
not,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like no musical numbers or anything like that.
No, I did that once.
Mm-hmm.
I did actually do that once. I came
I must have missed
walking
that.
into the room from the back of the room with some theme music. I want my own theme song, but I haven't found anybody to create it for me yet.
Is that like the walk up sign when you're when you're going into baseball like at bat?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
The walk up song?
Yes.
Was it kinda
Yes.
like that?
Yes, it's the entry song.
We do sometimes. We get in the mood right before we start, and we pull something up. And,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we do. We do that here too.
Yeah, we've done that a
We've
couple
done
times.
that, yeah. It's all about the mood. It's all about lightening the room. And it's all about the fact that I am who I am. I can't help it. So if the mood hits, that's just what you guys are going to get. So it's always interesting. Never a dull moment. As Jill says, it is never a dull moment in the office, ever. I can't share with you what goes on behind closed doors because it's too embarrassing for most. But it's fun. So we are a fun chamber. We have a good time. We have great people who enjoy getting to know each other, who really enjoy helping each other in business, in life, all that kind of stuff. So we're doing that.
And that was just Tony Robbins.
That was just our first event. We also have.
I can't wait for the descriptions for the next events.
We also
I think they're
have
going to get a little lighter.
We also have another event, which is our business after hours events. Let's take a shot at networking. You want to know what that's about? Take a shot at networking. We're gonna.
I won't
different
spoil the
directions.
Wait,
surprise.
come on. We're gonna play mini golf at Bluegrass Mini Golf over by Fort Monmouth.
What's that date?
Not Fort Monmouth, Monmouth Park.
Monmouth
Park.
Park.
The date is
Monmouth is
Wednesday,
near
the
there.
29th of September. Mini golf is from 4 to 6. Then we're going to go over to the Blue Grotto for beverages and snacks. Because they're not snacks. When you eat them after 4 o'clock, they're snacks. Just thought you should know that. I didn't know if that was common knowledge or not.
Is that during happy hour? Is that why it's called that way?
It's Jennifer calling it snacks instead because it's more fun. And and when you do that and you go over to Blue Grotto, your first drink is compliments of Tom Duffy, Jersey Shore Financial Planners. I hope I got that name right. Did I get the name of his company right? He might shoot me.
Well, if you didn't, it ruined it for me because I can't think of it.
Moral of the story, it's Tom Duffy.
It's Tom Duffy, and
I don't know
and
why.
I have
I
to
don't know
say,
why you need to know anything more than it's just
well,
Tom Duffy.
I'll just tell you about Tom Duffy. So Tom Duffy's been very involved in the chamber for a long time. I've worked really hard to break this habit of Tom's, but because he's buying the drinks, he has been known to call EMAC the Good Time Chamber.
Yes.
Now, I don't let him do that anymore because we're about a good time, but so much more. But yeah,
Is that the new tagline?
maybe,
a little long.
maybe.
A little long in the teeth.
Yeah, the Good Time Chamber, but so much more. I don't know. We'll have to talk to our marketing department about that one. That one might have to work well on that. So that's what we've got going on for September. And we're very excited about what we have. We've worked really hard all summer to plan a lot more going forward. So October, we have 5, get it? 5 events. Good morning, Elaine. Yes, it is the Good Time Chamber, but so much more. And Heather Baker, good morning. Nice to hear from you. So we are, so October is going to be very special. We're going to start October off on October 4th with our Wacky Golf. 9 holes, 3 clubs, wacky putters, fun for all. And when I say wacky putters, just use your imagination. I can't spoil it for you, but if you go on the website, you can find some pictures that
Yeah,
might
you
give
can
you some
find
excitement. So that is at Jumping Brook Country Club.
I'll give them a hint. They're not putters.
They're not. No, that's true. They are not putters.
Totally misleading.
Yeah, these would not be things that you would put in your bag.
putt with something. I will tell you.
You could put them in your bag.
I don't think you would.
They're not
I
gonna
don't
help.
think you would.
No,
Yeah,
I will tell you the one I don't think we're going to use again. So that we used last year was a gallon water jug
Was it full?
full of water.
Full, and it's the circular surface of it. You can't get a good. I mean, you can't get good contact on it. It was horrible.
And you have to bend over and stick
It
your
was
butt in the air and
horrible.
swing it. Yeah, it's
It was like you hit it solid, and the ball goes that way. You know, and you're like, what the?
yeah. So you know.
That happens with a regular club, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with. There's several of these things that you end up pool cueing. You know, lay down on the green and line it up like.
I've seen some pictures of people
you're
doing that.
playing pool.
Yeah. You know
And that's
what?
the only way to do it. But at least you get a solid contact on it.
With the bouncy
Gallon,
plastic gallon water. No, it didn't work.
Horrible.
So it was fun. So that's the
You live and learn.
Okay.
We've tried other losers in the past too.
Put that on the final hole.
Yeah.
and so much more.
Yep.
And then we do have a good time networking. Thank you, Elaine. So then we have, so that's
networking.
October 4th. October 15th, we are having a breakfast where we are going to really kind of inform everyone really about the chamber. A little bit more, we're still going to have a great time, mind you, but we're going to let you know it's not just about partying, it's not just about socializing. It's about how to build your business, what the chamber does for you, how to get involved, and how to really use the chamber to help you market your business, help grow your business, help grow your referrals, help grow your network. All the returns on your investment for being a member of the Chamber of Commerce. And that's going to be at Middletown Arts Center on October 15th. And then on October, Jill might be listening in, and she might shoot us some dates on the computer if she can, because I'm trying to do this off the top of my head.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Oh, October 20. So that's October 15th. October 21st is our Conversation and Coffee, which is our virtual networking event, which is really pretty awesome. You get very intimate seeing someone's little square. You know, you kind of almost got zoomed out, but now we're kind of doing a hybrid of both. Because there are people who still want to do just a one quick hour, no commute time. And it's an open conversation about EMAC. You'll hear from members who are there. You'll be able to ask questions. It's very interactive. We do that. That's from 8:30 to 9:30.
I've been on a few of those, and those conversations go anywhere.
Aren't they? I
Yeah.
mean, they really are. This one's specifically targeted. Others, we've talked about so many things, company culture. We talk about a lot of different business topics that we enjoy on that. And then on October 21st in the evening from 4:30 to 7:30?
7-ish.
7-ish. It's cornhole at the Sandbox at C Streak. So we're playing the ENG, EMAX Next Generation. Oh, thank you. The BAH is the 26th of...
Cornhole at the
I've gotten there.
Sandbox.
Thank
That's
you,
what
Jill.
we called that one.
Yeah.
Cornhole
That's what we're
at the
calling it.
Sandbox.
That's what we're calling it nowadays.
Okay. Because I believe
Some
we're
things
setting
slip
up.
by.
I believe we're setting up a cornhole tournament. And
That's the rumor.
Yeah. And the Sandbox is a bar on the beach at the C Streak.
Oh, is that what
The
that's?
C
Yeah,
Street
that's the
bar.
C Street bar.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
So it's really cool. There's lights, there's chairs, we're going to be bringing in food. We're going to
Be a good time.
It's going to be fun. And the bar has some really interesting drinks.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yes, quite tasty.
So it's like a nice bar that they
It's
put
an-
there.
oh, yeah,
I
it's a
thought
really-
it would be like a shack
No,
on the beach. That, you know what I
No,
mean? Yeah,
it
cool. Good
has
for them.
that tiki bar feel.
Is it run
but
by
it's-
the C Streak or who is it?
I
is it
believe the C Streak created it. I don't know. It is owned by them.
Oh, it is.
It's Heather says it's going to be so much fun. Thank you, Heather. I love the interaction today. Yay! And then on September 26th, which is the BAH, it is at Nissan City of Red Bank, which is now under new ownership. They are so nice. They're awesome.
It's right on Newman Springs.
Right on Newman Springs Road.
New member, right?
New member. And they're going to clear out their showroom for us. So we'll be able to see cars on the lot, but we'll have the room in the showroom to walk around, to network. And we're going to be having some various vendors. One of our vendors is Good Vibe Nutrition, who's a member. Who'll be providing like refreshing beverages, non-alcoholic, but energizing. Fun stuff like that she'll have there, and we're working on a couple more vendors to bring us some food. So it's going to be a fun night. So that is from 5 to 7 on the 26th of October. Now, the one additional piece of information that you all need to know about all these events, except for golf, They're all at no charge.
Yep.
Complimentary of
Free.
EMAC. Free. All the words you want to use. Oh, it's Nissan City, not Nissan World. Thank you. Nissan City of Red Bank. Nissan City.
Thank God Jill's watching.
Well, that's actually Elaine because
Oh.
she's in charge of the business after hours, so she should know her. She should know her stuff. So she does, and she does. And Heather's on the ENG, so that's how she's like helping. Can you guys tell it's a member run?
World is the whole Jeep Subaru
Yeah.
conglomerate over.
So
on
this is
Shrewsbury Ave.
Nissan City. It's really funny because they're low buildings. Get it? Cars aren't. All right. So, you don't get it?
I didn't get it.
It's not a city with tall skyscrapers
sure.
because it's cars and it's.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
so it was a really bad joke. I guarantee you in person, they're so much more fun.
I'm sure they're
That was
laughing
really
online.
bad. Yeah, they're laughing. They're going, "Oh my God, that woman." So anyway, yeah, because October is our membership month, and we've got a lot. We're just teasing everybody now with all the events cost nothing, but there's so much more we're going to offer, but we're not telling you yet. It's a secret for now.
What a tease.
And so if you guys haven't gathered by listening with all the input we have going on and the conversation that Kevin seems to be interested, knows quite a bit about a lot of stuff too, is it is a member-run organization. So all of these events are put on by our members. They come up with the ideas. They help put them together. They do the reach out. So not only belonging to a chamber, but getting involved in a committee and getting more exposure and getting more connections is really a great way to make your membership worthwhile. So I like to think it's all about me, but it's really not. There's so much more than me. But, I'm the fun part.
So on to our guest.
Oh, do we have to?
What a segue.
Do we want to tell our guest what he, do we want to talk about our guest in his role as the chamber first? Because we could do that and ask him why he's part of the chamber. No. You want to talk about what he does for a living?
Yeah, let's get him to introduce what he does for a living.
Okay, and then Kevin, later you'll talk about what you do in the chamber.
I'll talk about it.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, let me introduce
and
you.
the reason is I think after when we get into the chamber stuff, it's the conversation will take on a life of its own. I think we need to get what he does for a living.
That's great.
Out of the way.
Get
Do
it
like
out
my
of the way.
30-second elevator pitch. and then move on.
No, you can
like
go a little
45.
longer, like
45.
The
45?
company, the company does pay for your membership, so maybe you should talk about
talk
the
about
company
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
anyway, it's Kevin Ertel from First Constitution Bank.
Thrilled to be here.
Thank you. We're happy to have you.
I've only been asking for, a couple years to get on this. So
Oh, you haven't even been in the Okay. So, yeah. All right. You have.
ever since like the first one, I was like, when do I get on
All right,
it?
but you got on
They're
the
like, you're
board
barely
really
a member
quick.
yet.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Anyway.
You're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Excited to be here. First Constitution Bank. First about the bank, 25 branches in the state of New Jersey. So we're nice community bank. Not going to be overshadowed. 8 in Monmouth County, since we're talking about Eastern Monmouth Chamber. 8 in Monmouth County. I manage the Long Branch and Little Silver offices. Okay. Both have great staffs. Love being there.
You're so young to have amassed such a career.
I didn't know that you were doing both.
Yeah, they I was originally in Little Silver, and then I left from another bank that was in Long Branch. So then when we acquired the position in Long Branch, they're like, "Oh, hey, can we move you back to Long Branch since you already worked in that area?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So I went there, and then the manager that replaced me in Little Silver went to a different branch, Keith White. I don't know if you know him. Mm-hmm. He went down to Manahawk and said like, "Oh, hey, can you do both branches again or again now?" I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Sure, why not? If
Yeah,
you think
I'm already
I'm that
comfortable in
good, I'll
both
show you
places.
I'm even better. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope my boss is watching.
Yeah, better be. Better be.
But yeah, so I love it so far. Other branches we have are Neptune, Freehold, Shrewsbury, Rumson, Fairhaven, Asbury Park. So in Monmouth County.
Okay.
We're all over. We might not stand out. It's like one of those things like, it's like when you buy a car, you're like, oh, I don't see many of those cars on the street. But then when you buy one, you're like, wow, I do see a lot of these kind of cars on the street. So once you see like one of our branches, you'll start seeing them other places.
I like them. And it comes up first alphabetically, too, like in our whole list of chamber members.
Absolutely.
Because the 1ST is first.
It must have
in
been strategically
everything.
thought of.
I'm thinking. Good marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love being there. I handle most of the like prospecting, any business development in the branches, help run the branches with my assistants who take care of that mostly. And then I also check some mobile deposits every once in a while.
Wow. So you do it all.
I try.
Do you clean the toilets?
I do not.
Oh, yeah. No.
I sometimes hang up posters and stuff, but no,
Okay.
that's about
But
it.
you don't have to clean the toilets. That's a good thing to know because then your hands don't really get that dirty.
I try to avoid that at home too, but
Yeah, I know.
definitely not at work.
I've heard.
From who?
Your wife called. She said, clean the toilets when you get home.
Probably. But yeah, so I've been in banking since I've been 16. Since I was 16.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I took a couple years sabbatical to go work in sports for a couple years, but then I got back to banking.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sports and banking?
Well, I was a business administrator, like a major. So I was trying to get into sports first, but it turned out to be like telemarketing. So God bless anybody in ticket sales. 'Cause
Oh man.
Yeah.
that is a tough job.
Is a
So
tough job.
anytime somebody calls me from, like, let's say the Devils or, Trenton Thunder or somewhere, I don't like just hang up the phone on them. I try to be a little respectful. but
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough job.
That
But yeah,
is
I did
a
that
tough
for a
job.
couple years, and
Yeah.
then I went back to banking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, and did you start out like teller in the
Yeah.
summers? Is that how you started?
I was
when
a
you were-
teller at Commerce Bank.
Sure.
Did you work with Ray?
I was down in like Point Pleasant. So I
Oh,
doubt it.
okay. All right.
Point Pleasant Brick. Those two
Because,
bankers.
I know many people on the podcast are used to hearing about Ray. Ray started out as a summer teller working for Wells Fargo, actually, which was First Fidelity, I think, at the time.
But- well, they were great. They like I said, I was at 16, so usually don't get hired now at 16. But because of their hours and all that kind of stuff, like they
Yeah.
were fine with it at the time. I guess now
Yeah.
it's probably bumped up to 17 or 18, but
Okay.
Yeah.
it was great. High school, you get out at like 2 or 3 o'clock or whatever, and you go work till 8 at Commerce at the time. So,
Yeah. Commerce was a great bank. I loved Commerce.
Yeah.
Commerce
I
is good.
I liked Commerce too. They never told me no.
yeah,
never
they had
heard
a
no.
motto. I think it was, what was it? It was a 1 to say yes, 2 to say no, or something.
Yeah. It was like.
So like if I wanted to say no, I'd have to be like, oh hey, let me go ask my supervisor. Like,
Ray took 2 people to agree on a no, but one person could say yes.
I didn't even know that was a policy. I'm not kidding. They never like I would call them up and be like, I need a cashier's check. How does that cost? How much does that cost? Oh, you get like 2 or 3 or free a month.
Yeah.
That's I'd be like, oh, okay.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
But loved working there. Then I went to obviously changed to TD, and then from there I went to Kearney Bank, and now I'm at First Constitution.
Banking
And
is
moving
an
up
interesting,
each way.
Yeah,
So that's kind of how you move up.
That's
in
how you
banking,
move
I
up.
feel.
Yeah, banking is a very interesting industry. It is very. I use a word that's not appropriate, so I won't say that. But you work with this. You end up working with the same people at different banks
It's crazy.
throughout your whole career. It's It's
At
very,
Spinnaker, you run into people you worked with, years ago at, TD Bank, and you're like, hey, what's going on?
and they're at a different bank, and you're
Yeah.
at a different bank, but they're all still in banking. Yes.
Because you all stay in touch. Because, say I can't help them on a construction loan for whatever. You say, hey, I got a buddy at TD. They're actually pretty good with them. I'll give them your number. Like you kind of,
Oh, okay.
not that happens all the time, but you try to help the customer. So if you know somewhere else that can help them, then it works out.
And that is one of the things, not to always bring it back to the chamber, but that's what I always say about us.
Exactly.
Like you said, there's so many bankers in the chamber, but there's a reason. With insurance, if there's something that you really aren't the right person for, know another person through the chamber that you've gotten to know, that you respect, that you trust, that you can refer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, we always say there's plenty of business to go around for everyone.
Like community banks, usually they're not going to do like the $400 million loan, but maybe TD Bank will or Wells Fargo. So I'll like text my buddy over there, hey,
Don't
go
forget
shoot you an email.
Provident.
Oh, Provident Bank as well, yes.
Oh, we have more people saying hello. Robert Hazelrig. Would Kevin be interested in visiting my BNI chapter? We have oh,
Getting
my
solicitations.
goodness. Excuse me. I'm supposed to read these before I say out loud. Why don't you reach out to Kevin later personally? We love BNI, but we also love the chamber. There's enough networking opportunities to go around for everyone. So anyway, and Robert, you should join us at a chamber event.
Yes,
That would
you
be
should.
awesome.
I'll talk to him there.
Great. Do you know him?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, Robert, reach out to Kevin, please. We'll get you his information. Stay on the line. We'll get no. I listen to radio on the way in. It's how I practice.
Is it? You pretend to the host?
I do. I do. I was just talking to a potential member yesterday, and they also do a podcast. And it's the best thing ever. You sit and talk for an hour. It's so much fun. It is.
We'll see. I'm only 23 minutes into it.
Oh,
so far, so good, though.
So far, yeah, you're not ready to leave.
No.
No. So what made you get involved with the chamber?
Honestly, the two of you probably had the biggest effect. I joined. Well, Little Silver, they had like a business alliance when I first joined First Constitution.
Now, did I meet you through that?
I don't think so, because when I think I got one email about an event, and then I never got another email for another event.
Yeah, I went
So
through a
it-
couple like over the span of 5 years. I feel like I was at 3. You know?
Yeah. So then my boss recommended, hey, why don't you join a chamber? I mean, you already hit the streets and stop at every business around the branch or whatever, but a chamber you meet people from outside the towns, and the bank provides scanners, so you don't always need to be right near the branch. Like if you don't deal with a lot of cash, you don't.
Right.
You just get a scanner to scan your checks or mobile deposit or whatever. So my boss actually recommended we join, the bank's a member. She didn't think anybody went at the time. So I was like, sure, I'll go. I'll do anything. Sure, I'll jump on in.
And you just do anything. You just jump on in. Let's see.
Whatever it takes.
On top of that, you have mad skills for social media posting.
Mad skills? I don't know about that.
I think you're pretty good.
Very good skills.
Jill thinks you're very good.
We'll say very good skills. Yeah.
You know what? That's Chris's last name, Chris Mad. That's his not Chris Ryan. Chris with his last name.
I just
Mad.
met the guy. I didn't know his last name.
I know his last name is Mad. He had to take a call, so we're actually running.
He's hiding behind the curtain.
Solo here.
He's running amok.
No one's flying the ship.
There's no rules.
Danger,
We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it.
So you help us out with some of our social media posting. You work with Jill closely. Jill runs our marketing, and so
and Kendra had some stuff to her.
Has done some stuff, and so you helped us with that. You were on the ENG committee. You were on the BAH committee. Which one did you get? You had to give one up because now you're chairing another committee.
I didn't officially give any up yet.
Okay, good. We like to hear that because you are officially
it's coming, I think.
Which is actually really awesome based on our conversation about Little Silver and the. You and Marino Glows are co-chairing our community liaison committee, and that is where we are looking for liaisons from our chamber to work with the towns, to get involved with the town offices, and so that we can get connected to the businesses in the towns, because we have 11 towns, and some of the the word is hard for just us in the office and us via social media to get out to all the businesses how we can help.
And I also think it's just important to reestablish a better working relationship with these towns,
right.
And just have it's just a streamline of communication.
Yeah.
Just have a liaison, if you will, just to keep the chamber up on town events and keep the town up on chamber events. And
we don't want any towns overshadowed or anything like that.
No, we
have a big membership from Middletown or Red Bank, but we don't want Fairhaven to be overlooked. Or,
Exactly. So interesting that you said that about the Little Silver thing, and then I've kind of been in touch. I think you've been in touch with Chris Smith. I've been in touch with Chris Smith, but it's hard to when they are running a town as well as a business. It's very difficult to find time with them, but he actually reached out to us too and really wants our chamber to get to work with some of the businesses. And I know.
Good.
So you've taken on that leadership role. You and Maria.
We're still trying to form it out. So if anybody wants to join the committee, reach out.
We've got some towns who need some connections, so we'd be happy to have somebody join us with that.
Absolutely. We're just getting it started, so there's no rules yet. So
nope.
Oh, you're writing the rules. Wait, are we meeting on Wednesday to write the rule? Thursday to write the rules?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So join
after
us.
we get our pep talk from Tony Robbins, then
we're gonna know how to perform at our peak for community liaisons. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Relationship building.
That's it. That's it. You know what? We learned a really good term last week at the chamber. So you know how you take ideas, you see things from somebody else, and you want to implement part of that? So I always say I'm going to steal that idea, and it's really not stealing, So someone said to me, it's knowledge management.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Right?
Someone got
knowledge
paid to
management.
put those two words together.
What book did they read to get that term?
I don't know, and I wish at this moment I can't even give that person credit because I can't remember who I was talking to when we discussed that. But knowledge.
Well, were you in the office?
I was, but I was on the phone.
I was gonna say that limits it if you're in the office.
Yeah, no, it was not my. It was not our
the normal
office.
audience.
No, it wasn't that.
What a horrifically vague term.
Knowledge management. Right. So we are becoming masters of knowledge management. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
What does that mean?
I love it. I wish I could remember who said it. It was awesome. So if you're listening and you remember who you are, kudos to you. And Elaine says you're not giving up BAH, by the way.
Okay.
Well, again,
I plead the fifth.
It's one thing about being a member of committees if the committee's large enough that it can be run without you and you can miss a meeting here and there and that type of thing. But if there's 3 members of the committee, something's gotta change.
Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We're growing.
Yes.
We're growing.
Yep. I think when I met you, I think you reminded me of myself, and there's a lot of there's a crew of you young guys now, and that's awesome. That's what the chamber needs. Yeah. You signed up and you said, "What can I do?" That's that's what we're looking for.
Honestly, that's probably how I got more involved.
How do I, what do you guys need me to do?
Yeah, between Jennifer's, I'll say antics for a better word, at the chamber events, to I think Chris took me out to lunch. After like the second time meeting, and you're like, hey, let's go do lunch. I was like, sure.
Yeah.
So
by
between
the
that,
way, Jill, my wonderful Jill, as we all know, said it was Heather Andelson from the Middletown Public Library.
Well,
She's
then
the
that
one
would
who
make
said
sense.
knowledge management. Thank you.
So
Yes. Thanks,
that's
Jill.
the updated term for the Dewey
full
Decimal
circle now.
System.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's who it was.
We used to call it Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Who is Dewey? And what is his decimal system?
still
You have
like it.
no idea. I'm sure you
Who?
have no idea.
What is that?
Exactly.
I prefer it.
Do you know, although, didn't Arthur, the aardvark, have a Dewey Decimal song? I think he did. I think that was like the last. He did, right, Chris? Thank you. You missed it before we were calling you out because I said he had mad skills, and then I was saying that was your last name, so it was pretty funny.
We almost crashed and burned this place.
Yeah, it was scary.
ugly.
It was scary for a while. When
Like a
I
Y2K
knew you weren't
running
here,
around,
I
hair on
knew you
fire.
walked out, but they didn't realize it, and they're like looking around, going, "Where'd it go?"
He's sitting right in front of me. I saw him walk out.
Oh, you did? I thought you didn't
I
know
did.
he wasn't here.
I did.
All right, so it's just you. Okay. I wondered how you didn't see that, but you were like,
yeah.
no, there's no one
I'm
back
just looking
there."
at the stuff in the room.
Yeah, all right. There's a bottle of, what's the 17? No, all right, we're getting off track, but there's some really nice looking alcohol over there. Angel's Envy, really good from what I understand. We have that bottle of tequila at our house too, so yeah.
Anyway, get back to the
Anyway,
chamber and me
okay.
joining. Yeah, so you go to those networking breakfasts, and we'll probably get into that in the October, networking breakfast. But you go to
please
those
share now. A little teaser would be good.
sometimes you go to them and you're like overwhelmed, and everyone's got their cliques, the Tom Duffys and the Chris's all hang out together, and so it's it's intimidating. I'm just a young guy walking in there, all these veterans in the room. So
we were welcoming.
you were welcoming, yes.
I was
So
gonna
I'd always
say,
find Chris
please,
in the room. I don't know if you
please
noticed.
say that.
I'd like
we
to
will.
hear that.
We were welcoming because we work really hard.
We try.
We do. We actually have people greeting.
No, that is
Well,
a
no, because
concern
Chris
of
took me out. He made it a point of emphasis to talk to me each event pretty much and
can spot
introduce me
talent.
to people. And
Spot talent.
You're a talent spotter.
I always knew when I walked in there, I was like, I know that guy at least, and he talked me to that guy, so I can go talk to him now. And
That's kind of what we try to do. We
how it
try to
works.
make sure nobody's like walking in without a smile and someone to say hello and introduce them to one other person.
Yep.
And
sometimes it also takes me to get a little bit get warmed up in a room.
and then you don't.
Usually the
stop.
youngest one in the room. So
not
not anymore. I guess I should
anymore.
stop saying that. But, yeah.
Are you 30?
Over. Yeah.
Are you?
There you go.
You still don't look. It's just because I just keep getting older. That
I
no
won't.
one
I
looks-
won't reveal my age on
You don't have
Facebook
to.
Live.
I just
No.
asked for a range.
Yeah, just a range. Yeah.
I'm 45. I don't care.
I'm 54, so I'm older than all of you.
31 for all revealing.
31. All right. So that's not. See, it's not. It's a good. You're in a good part. You have little kids.
Yep.
How
4
old?
and 1.
4 and 1.
She just started. Today's her third day of preschool or second year
Okay.
preschool.
Yeah.
Very
how'd that
cool.
go?
Now, is that done privately or is that at the school in town?
At the school in town,
Very
yeah.
Cool.
So
she'll-
last year she was all
she's
virtual.
At school now, and she'll be there for the next. That's cool.
Last year all virtual. She did a great job. Best we could with it.
At 3, that's hard.
It was only like an hour or
do
so
they do?
each day,
Yeah, okay,
but
okay.
now she goes, gets dropped off at 8:30, gets picked up at like 2:30. So it's,
Wow,
Full
it's a full
day.
day.
At pre-K.
and she loves it.
Does
She
she get
walked in
nap
with her
time?
heavy backpack on the first day with all her stuff in there, and I was like, is she walking slow because she's nervous or because she literally can't walk because of the book bag? I think half and half.
What the heck's in a book bag for pre-K? Well,
You have to
all
bring
their
in like a
supplies, the
blanket for
supplies.
nap time.
Yeah,
have to
you
bring
need your
in-
hand wipes, all that kind
we
of
had
stuff.
we had a rolly suitcase and a shopping bag. with
This
that.
poor dad was bringing like a box of pull-ups with him and stuff. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I would
That's-
definitely have sent my
yeah.
wife if that was the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chris, you also had, you developed very mad skills over the last year that you didn't have before. You
lot.
became a teacher.
I was a teacher. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had Jordan with you. Jordan learned a lot.
was-
She came here with
Yes,
us
she
one
did.
time.
She did a couple of podcasts. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of years.
My wife, I give my wife all the credit for all the virtual school and stuff, besides the teachers, obviously, but she was almost like a second teacher, obviously, as you were. So
Yeah.
she'd have to, because she was working from home too, so she'd stop like her day for an hour and help teachers do stuff with her.
Yeah, I thank my lucky stars that my daughter enjoys school and was able to do it. So I was really just there as a, throughout the day, you'd look over and she. up and dancing that time. So I had to refocus energy, and I was the IT department.
My daughter would be the same way. She'd turn around and see, Paw Patrol on TV or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it wasn't a fight to get her to do her work or anything like that. There's a lot of parents with a lot worse off than I.
We would have Zoom meetings, and then we'd all stop and do the Pledge of Allegiance because Jordan would be doing the Pledge of Allegiance next to him, and we'd be like.
That happened during a board meeting.
That happened during a board meeting.
Because I was running a board meeting, a board of directors meeting with her next to me. And we started school and the board meeting at the same time.
Nice.
And I didn't have the volumes working.
Was she paying attention to the board meeting? You were paying attention to school?
She was paying attention to school, but all of a sudden the board meeting heard the flag salute start. And everyone just started laughing.
We all did it. It was great. It was great. I mean, it was really awesome. And Jordan, it was funny. The pandemic is stressful, but there's some really, if you look back on it, there's some really happy.
I think it casualed us all up a lot. You know, if that's a term. It's not a term, but I made it up.
I like it. It works.
It made us all a lot more understanding of being human beings. This is what's going on at home, whether you want it to or not. This is what's going to be here.
So
all the time, my wife's on the phone with her bosses or coworkers, and they just hear a kid yelling in the background.
Would you like me to tell the 1-year-old to quit crying? Okay, I will. Okay. Sorry, sir.
Anne-Marie, let me just ask you this question. I don't know if you joined us in the beginning, but I made him promise to clean the toilets when he gets home. So I'm just saying. Your daughter did an amazing job last year, virtual. And the program was very good. Oh, the program is amazing. Maybe she's talking about our program being amazing.
I think she means the school program.
I'm sure she does, but thanks anyway.
It was
I think
amazing.
we can look at that either way.
Both are amazing. The school and the podcast.
I'm going to choose my own way in my head.
She was just a guiding light, I guess, is what she's trying to say for the school program.
It's nice to see you joining us and watching Kev.
Thank you. He's doing a good job, isn't he? I'm sure.
She could be your guest next time.
Read yet? Does nothing embarrass you?
No.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have 2 kids.
I know. True, it happens.
You lose your humility once you have them.
But do you know what's really good about being a parent?
She just said something.
What'd she say? She said yes. A woman of many words.
She could be your next guest.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that's the best part about being a parent is, yes, they embarrass you now, but then when they're teenagers, you get to embarrass
return the favor.
them. Oh my God, it's the best part ever. And it doesn't stop. 18 and 25, and I'm still embarrassing the crap out of them. It's so great.
You're so nice.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter had a story the other day from her first day of school, just real quick. They all got assigned buddies because, preschool, you need,
You have to have a buddy.
Gotta have a buddy. I said, oh, do you know her name? My name's Emily. I said, yes, honey, I know your name's Emily. Does she know your name? No. Do you know your buddy's name? No. Okay, but you played with her?
But she's 4.
Right, yeah.
She just met, 20 kids yesterday.
Yeah, so
it'll come.
So did you tell her, so tomorrow you go into your buddy and you say, hi, my name is Emily. What's your name?
Yes.
And did she?
No.
No.
I told her to ask the teacher. I was like, go ask the teacher. Like, hey, what's my buddy's name?
Well, I think the goal here is to learn to read this year, right? So
yeah, and right,
they'll have. Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, in terms of recognizing letters and simple words and that type of thing, it's not like they're going to sit down and read a book yet.
I know, but jeez.
Oh.
She came home the other day with her name all spelled out. She was so proud.
Yeah, Jordan knows 4 languages already.
That's just impressive.
I'm like, okay, I've known you a really long time. I know she's amazing, but 4 languages?
Yeah. If one is Barbie.
She knows Barbie and Dance and Sparkle.
No, it's but they are, they are a lot more advanced than I was at.
Yeah, I'm like, geez. I even think, Jessica's 25 and she was advanced, but she wasn't learning to read at 4.
Yet they're not teaching them cursive anymore.
Right, and that's such a
beautiful. 4 years old is still too early for cursive. You can barely write print.
No, in school at all.
They
don't teach cursive. They don't teach handwriting.
And not that I.
Isn't that on the SATs? I remember you had to write a sentence out in cursive, and I was like,
no.
Oh boy.
No.
Maybe they got rid of that section. Like the first part to verify your handwriting or something is writing a sentence in cursive, and I was like, oh my God.
They should go back to, let me just say, what I've learned about SATs in the last 3 or 4 years, they should go back to verify your handwriting. Verify who you are with your handwriting might be a really good thing for SATs.
Huh.
I was like, I can write my name now because God knows I signed that enough times at work, but...
It's it's signature, and it's being able to read the Declaration of Independence when you're in Washington D.C. Just simple, what if you come across a letter that your grandfather wrote to your grandmother, which I have, I just think
There's gonna be like a
think it's a
position
skill that we
created
should
that
be
can
able to,
read
like,
handwriting like that from back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a future job.
There you go. We're just creating
We're
jobs
just
now.
gonna start a whole new
Second career.
career division in the
Fine.
chamber.
Done. Don't teach it anymore. I'll take over.
Okay, you gonna? Yeah, is that gonna be your new job?
I'll be the reader of script.
Well, that's
So
what they say
official.
about. Well, it's interesting because you almost wonder, is script going to become a dead language like Latin, like
Yeah.
Sanskrit?
Some-
Like people have to learn hieroglyphics. There are people
It'll
who
be-
know
it'll
how
be
to
taught
read
like
that
the
old
Dead Sea
stuff.
Scrolls when you find a letter in the basement. 20 years from
The closest thing we get to cursive now is like italic.
now. Right. Which the computer does for you.
Yeah, well, the computer does beautiful, interesting handwriting.
Beautiful.
When you work with fonts, it's very exciting.
I use wingdings.
I love wingdings or dingbats. Wingdings and dingbats. That's the way to go. Maybe we could create a code language with wingdings and dingbats.
This is really going off the rails now.
Yeah,
It has. I'm sorry. What should we do to bring it back? Share with us. What's your favorite part of your job?
Favorite part of my job? Well, my staff's great, but I won't take credit for that. Probably just going out and prospecting, networking, that kind of stuff, because it's always different each day. So maybe I go out with the Rumson manager, Tracy Gomes, shout out, and we hit, Atlantic Islands or something, or we hit parts of Long Branch. Like we work together like that. So each day can be different, as different as you want. You want to be out all day. You want to be out for a couple hours. You want to go out before it rains.
Right.
You want to just go grab lunch at a place you're prospecting. So there's just so many different avenues to do what I need, like I'm business prospecting, honestly.
What do you normally say when you walk in? Like when you and Tracy walk into a place, like
That I'm still working on. That's why I
yeah?
love going out with other people, like prospecting, because when I'm by myself, it's like, hey, here's my card. Thanks, bye. But no, it's
in the banking business, stop-ins are still the way to go.
that's how we try to do it, because we're more of a community bank. We try to show our customer service. We try to show, hey, we're here asking if we can help you. Is your bank I won't try to mention a bank in our chamber,
Yeah.
but like
Well,
bigger banks, are they stopping in? Are they
you're obviously
checking
picking
in
up
with
the big
you?
guys,
Are they
Right.
asking if they could do anything else for you?
right?
So we try to get that personal touch. Drop off gifts in the holidays. Everyone does that, but just different ways to try to connect with people, whatever they're.
Good.
Maybe you see the restaurant and they see part of the walls falling down. You ask, hey, do you ever think about getting that fixed? And we can work on a loan, or
Maybe you should call me when you see the walls falling down.
Absolutely.
That type of thing.
I gave your number out the other day. Don't worry.
What now? For those that don't listen all the time, why would you give Chris's number? Like, why would you say what you do, Chris?
Well,
You can do that.
yes, I'm a producer from McHugh Captain's agency in Little Silver, New Jersey.
You produce TV shows?
No,
Just podcasts.
Producer is what the insurance industry calls salesmen,
Okay.
salespeople. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I was trying to
Because we
lead you to the
produce
insurance.
business, it's production, right? You look at your production on a monthly, quarterly, annual basis, that type of thing. So I guess it just became that.
I've realized every
Everyone tries
job
to
has a
reinvent the
different
name. Yep.
title for
Yep.
everything.
Every industry tries to reinvent the wheel so that they sound a little more special than, but we truly are.
Like tellers aren't even called tellers anymore.
You are.
Yeah.
You're very special.
But
Chris.
yes, but McHugh Captains has been. We have merged with World Insurance Group out of Tinton Falls, so we're in the middle of that. I don't have a whole lot to say about it yet because it's still overwhelming and confusing, and I'm learning a lot and going through systems.
Speaking of mergers, First Constitution is merging.
Oh yeah.
Lakeland Bank.
Oh, I think I did hear that.
Lakeland
Now is
Bank.
Lakeland becoming First Constitution? Is First Constitution becoming Lakeland? How's
First
that?
Constitution's becoming Lakeland. It's not. They're still waiting for shareholders
So you're
approval.
gonna change your name?
Yeah, they were there in the branch the other day,
You're gonna
measuring
lose
signs and
You're
stuff.
gonna lose your number one status.
I know.
Yeah.
Do
It's
they
like
realize
We're
that
gonna drop
that was
to L
a
now.
bad
Yeah,
move?
L is-
Maybe they
Middle
can
of
keep
the
it
pack.
like
Really
First Lakeland
bad.
Bank.
Middle of the pack. Or just call it like AA Lakeland Bank.
There you go. Yeah. Not AAA because they have the
Right. No.
Two A's,
It'd
Lakeland
be
Bank.
like the stutterer.
It will be easier to give out my email though. I will say that. K Ertel at First Constitution Bank, but it's one ST Constitution.
Right.
And Constitution is a very difficult name to spell. You have to really think it out.
Shouldn't be.
It shouldn't
Shouldn't
be.
be. Sadly, it should not be
should.
because that's what our country is based on.
CONSTIT.
But yes.
There's a lot of
You should be
T's in
learning
there.
that word when you're like in first and second
No, but
grade,
it-
in my opinion. But hey,
It's just one of those words. You have those words. You gotta look at it twice. Like, yes, I spelled it correctly.
Yeah, no, it's a long word, so you do have to. All right, I get all those T's and the I's are in the right. But it shouldn't be a hard word to spell.
But we're excited for the merger. We heard great things about
cool.
Lakeland.
So you're going to go through systems integration.
Thank God they have the same system.
Well, we don't.
Nice.
Yeah, so any customers listening, we're still gonna have the same computer systems and everything, so it shouldn't be that bad of a conversion. Not that every conversion is bad, banks would go through, but
Right.
Banks
I have
go
been
a
through
lot
some
of-
bad ones.
Yeah, banks go through a lot of conversions.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
what the
well,
banking
yeah.
industry is, but we're
Banking
excited,
industry
like
has
I said.
always done it, but that's where the money is, right? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's either
what
you
is
keep
happening
getting-
now is that is going elsewhere. They're consolidating every
Yeah, you either keep getting bigger.
industry in the world.
So First Constitution starts at 15 branches, whatever, and then they buy some of the Monmouth County ones. They get Fairhaven and Rumson. They bought Rumson Fairhaven Bank, and then they bought some banks in Ocean County. So now we're down in Ocean County. So you get to like a certain number, and you're like, hey, do we want to sell now, or do we want to keep getting bigger? Like you have
Right.
you don't just stay static anymore.
No, nobody's.
So unless you have like 3 branches and you're just staying at 3 branches, there's no like, hey, we're gonna stay at 20 to 25 branches. You can't.
No,
do
you can't do it. The day, I grew up with Shrewsbury State Bank. Remember that one? And they had,
No, because I didn't live around here growing up.
I've heard of it.
But they had like 6 branches at all times, for 30 years.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
But you're right.
And you do a really good job at just those 6 branches, but at some point you have to. What are you gonna do?
You go back to Commerce. Commerce was just the state of New Jersey.
Mm.
And then it expanded a little bit, but then it was bought by International Toronto Dominion, which is
Yep.
TD. And
So now they're all over.
Again, they're everywhere.
But Lakeland, I'm pretty sure they're just in New Jersey. A couple, I think 1 or 2 in New York or so. But still mostly New Jersey. We're gonna be like the 5th biggest bank in New Jersey.
Oh, cool.
But we're still gonna keep that community feel. Like the staffs aren't going anywhere, So I'll still be the face. The people in there, the faces are still the same.
We would be sad not to have your face.
I might not be able to, wear a polo shirt anymore, but we'll
Are
see.
you just going, I can't help
I kind
what
of tried
you
to move
said.
on from that. Jennifer's losing it already.
That required a look at the camera.
We just let her go. You guys are very accepting of just whatever comes out. Just
Me and Chris will just talk. You just.
that's okay. Yeah, all right. I'm going. Then I'm driving to Virginia. I'll see you guys later. You guys.
How
take
long
over.
is the drive to Virginia?
So it's about 5 hours, 5.5 hours. But because I'm driving, I have to stop a lot.
Oh, is Ray not going with you?
No, I'm going solo. It's mommy daughter.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, I
Bags
stop
in the
a lot.
car going
Bags.
from
Oh
here?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because we head
Serious.
up
This is
north.
road tripping.
Oh yeah, we head up north, go 78 down 81, because that's actually better than trying to drive through Baltimore and DC. So we
Okay,
go
gotcha.
north to go south.
Depending on the
I
time of
gotcha.
day, too, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
Most of
what
the
are you
time.
ending up on at 81?
81.
Why can't you pick that up later?
I can pick that up later. You could drive south and pick that up. You could go 66
Turnpike.
across. You could take the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So, this is the same school that our daughter went to, our older daughter. So we've been doing this drive for many years.
Then you got it.
and it's the best way to
There's
go.
a big fireworks depot up there.
No, well, no, but you know what?
There's
I know-
firework depots
I know where
everywhere
all the
now.
I was thinking today, I'm like, I'm by myself. I'd go somewhere different. I go, no, I know where all the bathrooms are. I know where
Yeah.
the halfway point for my Starbucks is. I'm like, okay, so really, why would I want to do that? I know exactly. I don't.
See, I use this thing called Google Maps. It tells me the best way to go.
Waze, Google Maps, the map that comes on my watch that vibrates, so I know to turn.
Turn.
Because I get distracted. But anyway, no, and I just love driving with truckers on 81 in 2 lanes. That's just the best thing ever.
Best experience.
Yeah.
Pencil
So
Tucky.
Or being stuck behind 2 of them.
yeah. Oh, please.
Like they're going side by side and you're behind them.
Oh yeah.
My
Oh yeah.
favorites are the doubles and the triples.
Oh yeah.
Fun.
Oh, and then the people who are going, well, I'm going about the speed limit, so I'm going to stay in the left lane.
Yeah.
I'm going 2 miles an hour faster than the truck in the right lane. I'm going to stay here for miles. Yeah. So that's what I'm. So
So you're leaving from here.
I'm leaving from here, and we're going to go to. Because my daughter is very familiar with the campus because that's where her sister went. But her roommate and the friends she's met since she's been there don't get a chance to go off campus. So she's like, we've got a whole list of things we have to accomplish over the weekend. So it's like we have to go to Bold Rock Brewery. We have to go to the Lavender Farm. We have to, I'm sure we have to go to Target and Walmart and grocery store. I had to do Trader Joe's before we left because there's not a Trader Joe's down there. So I had to run to Trader Joe's at 8:30 last night.
She's in the dorms.
Yes, yeah, she's a freshman. Yeah, James Madison has nice dorms, really nice dorms. She's in a totally different part where her sister was, so she is getting a little bit different experience. And there's 7 years between the girls, so
I'm sure some things have changed.
yeah.
7 years at one of those
But
schools.
81, the reason you definitely go 81 is because JMU literally is on both sides of the highway with a walkover or a walk under. So it's literally you drive right through campus on 81. Yeah. So, yeah,
Good.
it's a good school. We like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. 2 daughters go there. I hope so.
I know,
Or 2 daughters will be going.
One graduate.
Will
Yeah.
have gone there.
And when we moved the little one in, the older one's like, I'll switch. I'll stay. I want to come back. I miss it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The younger one's nervous, and the other one's like, if you
I'll
don't
go
like
back.
it here, I'll take your place.
You come teach.
I'll do the work. I'll get you A's.
Yeah.
Or B
You come teach my high school
I did the classes
science.
already.
Yeah. You come teach my forensics and high school integrated science class in Edison and work part time and live with my fiance and
Seems
I'll
like
go
a
back
fair
to
deal.
school. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't see any issues.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
So.
we were just laughing. There's a text chain of my friends from college that goes back more years than we would like it to, and a basketball player, a former NBA player, and I can't remember his name, just went back to college because he had 3
I heard
years
about it.
left. 3 years.
He's on,
left
like, their golf team or
NCAA
something.
Eligibility, and he wanted to play college golf.
Yeah.
And we all started
Oh,
texting
he
like,
really went
"Is
back
that-
to play golf?
Is
Yeah.
that even
Go back
allowed?
for-
Like, can you?
I
do
think
a
he's like
do-over?"
a walk-on, or he's considered like a walk-on. Yeah, he doesn't have a
'Cause he
scholarship or anything, but yeah.
He never played college athlete.
Yeah, he went right from high
he's
school
got
to the pros.
NCAA eligibility, and we're like, wait. I never played
Yeah.
NCAA.
Can I go back?
Of course, I can go back.
What was it? Some school in North Carolina, like NC, not NC State, I don't think, but
Yeah.
somewhere down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an interesting.
That is.
Great.
I'm surprised that conversation did not come up in our house. Golf and football are big things.
Basketball. He was a
Yeah,
basketball
he
player.
was a-
Basketball,
he was a-
sports are big.
He was
in
like
my
a
house.
mid-level pro, right?
Yeah, solid player. He was in here for probably 10 years or so. Solid player.
That's
Made a career.
interesting.
He can pay for it, I guess. Is the
That's how he can
he's
afford
not
being
on
a walk-on.
scholarship. He can,
Yeah.
he could pay to go to whatever school he wanted to, and it was just finding the school that would take him. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad I don't have to go to college again.
Had a good time.
It was fun. I mean, I'm not going to say that, but I can't imagine doing all that work.
Well, that's
Oh,
true.
that-
I don't see that.
There's some late
Yeah,
nights.
I didn't. Yeah, I guess there were.
Yeah, Ray studied twice.
Just twice.
I only saw him study twice in the time I knew him in college.
Yeah, so maybe.
you know.
Yeah, see, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I did a ton of work.
No, Ray definitely did a ton
I
of
did
parking.
work. I did work when required to.
Ray's very, I mean, he didn't have to do it because that's just not how he had to get through. He did fine, and we all know he's
Right.
a very intelligent man, and but he was a lot of fun in college too. The kids get to know, they now know.
Is that when you guys met?
Yeah, and they get to see they like Vacation Daddy, and I married Vacation Daddy, but they haven't seen Vacation Daddy, so they're like, oh, that's why you two get along so well. Vacation Daddy is fun. Yes, he is. But Work Daddy is hard.
Ray's not fun the other time?
It's hard. There's a lot of stress.
Putting you on the spot. Let's go.
There's a lot of stress. No, he is fun, but there's a lot. It's a different fun. There's a lot of stress involved in
Gotta find an
everyday
outlet.
life.
What's his outlet?
The beach on the weekends.
Wacky golf.
Dark and stormies. Bourbon. Thank God he doesn't really listen because he'd be killing me right now.
He just knows to tune out the podcast because you He knows what we
Your
talk about
wife
each
is-
week.
Your wife is really nice. My kids make
She
fun
is,
of-
I agree, yes.
for listening. My family doesn't listen. My kids listen to podcasts all the time. Mom, your podcast?
Oh, when they had the preview post yesterday, like, oh, join us tomorrow. I literally shared it everywhere. So
Good for you.
hope I have a large contingent watching it today. Hopefully your numbers did go up since I'm here. but-
I hope so. And you know what's interesting is last time we were here, we were talking about our international, and my cousin from Tennessee that we've always joked around from the beginning watches us from Tennessee, so we're all over the country. He chimed in and he said hello. It was so nice. I was like, Greg. Yeah. So, yeah.
I
Continue,
had text yesterday. How do I watch it?
Oh, really?
Like,
See,
just go to the
that's
EMAC
awesome.
page. Yeah.
See, so we go back to your mad social media skills because that's what we try to ask everybody to do is promote yourself, promote the chamber. So like you did both. You said, hey, look, I'm going on for the bank. I'm supporting I'm talking about the bank. I'm going to talk about the chamber. I'm talking about myself. And, watch. It's fun.
Yeah. I'm having a great time.
And, yeah. I feel like I've not been on any good topic today, though. I just
Yeah, we've kind of been
rambled
all over the place.
and I don't know.
Did I talk about the bank enough? I feel like I should have done that.
I mean, that's up to you. What is hot in the banking world? I know
Hot in the banking world.
I mean, and I don't mean that. It could be a concern. It could be.
Well, the concern are the rates. My job would be a whole lot easier if our interest rates were a lot higher. But well, it's good that loan rates are down.
Loan
So
rates
that
are
part of the
down.
job is
The
easier.
loans are still plentiful.
Still low, yeah. But CD rates, I feel bad when somebody calls, hey, what's your 3-year CD? I say, I'm sorry, ma'am, I really don't want to tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something else that might be better for you, but brace yourself. Like,
Yeah.
And what are the top concerns? I know Ray was talking about check fraud.
Oh yeah, check
fraud is big right now. Yeah. Debit card fraud, we get a lot. Our back office is still sending us a lot of fraud alerts. They're doing a great job staying on top of them.
What do you think is why do you think now?
They just peak every once in a while around the holidays, maybe end of summer. Yeah, I don't know. There's no. I really feel like there's no rhyme or reason. It's just.
And when you say debit
seasonal.
card fraud, is that the old having a device on the ATM or?
Sometimes it's that. Yeah. Sometimes it's people just walk by with scanners and pick up your card as they walk past you. Or
that I don't understand.
Or maybe you bought something on Home Depot's website and Home Depot was hacked. Or
that's
like
happened to me a couple times. Mm-hmm. That's tough. That's real.
Or you forget you signed up for that free product and now they're charging you.
That's the worst. And then you can't reach anybody to cancel.
That's always the first thing we say. They'll be like, well, did you try to call them and cancel?
Yeah.
We tried
17 times. Nobody answers the phone. Yeah.
But yeah, that's always a big thing. We always keep an eye on that kind of stuff. Loans are, great right now. You need a home equity, you need a mortgage. It's still a good time for it. Mm-hmm. I'm not the mortgage guy. That's, just more of the deposits guy, but in the branch, but
but you have the right guy. You can send somebody to the right guy.
Absolutely.
We have a couple of really good right guy mortgage people in the chamber too. So
Well, I'm kind of affiliated with the bank, so I kind of have to send it to their mortgage guys.
Yeah. I didn't know because I know real estate agents don't have one. They have
They can work with everyone.
They can work with all sorts of different people. Yeah.
But yeah, our mortgage guys, home equity guys are great. I did my mortgage through the bank, so it was seamless. It was easy.
They give you a good deal.
Yeah.
Good.
Not anything special compared to other people. No employee discount.
No,
you should be able to get something.
No.
I always say that to Ray. Like work.
You know what? It's.
I always say you work at the bank. Should you bring home extra?
Yeah, like free samples.
Free samples at the bank would be good.
I always say, while I wasn't at TD because they were open on Sundays, I usually always say, on Sundays we give out the samples. But
couldn't say that at TD because you were.
I couldn't.
No.
People would come back on Sunday and be like, hey, where are the samples?
Oh, shoot. That was the old bank that wasn't open on the weekends. Yeah.
We're Costco. We give them out on Sundays.
Yeah. Heather said tons of Amazon scams.
Ton of Amazon scams. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Even
people buying bad products on Amazon
or even just like phishing emails like PHIS, not the phishing with a cast. But
we got a call I got a call the other day and I called Ray right away because it said they were calling from Amazon to clarify that we purchased an iPhone, which was unusual for our thing. So I called Ray and I go, I'm driving. You want to check the credit card? You want to check? What do you want to check? He goes, it's a scam. I'm like, okay, but I called you. So if anything happens, I'm covered. I called you because I'm driving. I couldn't call back.
This is on your shoulders now.
Yeah. Pass the buck. I'm very good at that. I can delegate well. But yeah.
That's a good relationship if you can do that.
Yeah. Well, Heather, interestingly enough, Heather works for a different bank. And so she's seeing the same thing, it seems like, that she's
pretty much got the same role as I do. She's a branch manager, she's in a branch just like I am, so we see that kind of same stuff.
That bank gets talked about a lot on here, so we won't mention that on the same day your bank. Sorry, Heather. We'll have to have you another time. But
First Constitution is what we're talking about today.
First Constitution, purchased by Lakeland.
Yes.
Sure.
We should see the name changes maybe beginning of next year. Give or take, we're still waiting for approvals and that kind of stuff.
Because that's a whole other thing. That's like the signs and the leases and all that kind of stuff has to be changed over. And
they were very thorough when they came to the branch and took pictures and measurements and.
Oh, maybe I'll
get. It's like a whole new feel.
Maybe you're gonna get a fancy new office.
Yeah. Maybe my office is already pretty fancy.
I know your office is nice. Your office.
You've seen it on so many Zoom calls.
I've seen it on Zoom calls. It's much nicer than your phone. I mean, your car. When you call us from your car, the living room's nice too. Though when the kids were homesick, we got Zoom on the living room too. So
And then I got banished to the bedroom, so it's fine.
Chris, you can always tell when Chris is banished to his bedroom. He's got this nice wooden backboard from his bed. It's like,
Chris always has the fancy background.
Yes. So you can't.
Well, now he does. Yes, now his St. John's backgrounds.
Yeah.
But I always like it when we see the house though, because when Jordan changes for the 5th time in the one call into her sparkle.
A lot of costume changes during calls.
Always messes up the background picture.
Yeah.
I love it. So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
All right, because this is coming up around a lot of places, and so people who are listening, if they want to weigh in on this subject too, or know that, start talking about it amongst your friends. And what is your stance on attending events? Because you go to all sorts of places. you go out, you go to places, and are you comfortable going out? Would you go to more events if like, how I'm trying to word this? Would you be more likely to go
I'll
to
stay away
events?
from like the events because I feel like everyone's personal choice or how comfortable they are and everything.
I think that's a personal choice, but I'm curious as to
Me personally, when we
pulse.
go out, me or my wife or whenever we go out, we always have our masks on. Just because we have the kids, 4 and 1, they can't be vaccinated yet. So I try to wear mine as I'm in the office. I try to wear it. I take breaks every once in a while. I'm not crazy, but definitely when customers come in or things like that. Prospecting, when we walk into like another person's business, every business has different rules. So if it's just me or if I'm with a partner going out, we usually put ours on just because it's better to be
Respectfully.
safer than sorry. Like that's kind of always been my motto. Put it on. If they tell you can take it off, then if we want to take it off, that's up to us. But we always have it on just to be respectful, like you said, and things like that. So
because we're trying to get, and
definitely
it's not
personal.
to put you on the spot, but we're trying to get a pulse on: are people more likely to come to events if they know everyone's vaccinated? Are they more likely to come to events if they know that masks are being encouraged?
Right.
What's the safety? What's the comfort level of the people out there coming to things? We're trying to kind of get a pulse on that because we're running our events. We have all these great plans, but if somebody's not comfortable coming, we're going to have low attendance. So we're just kind of curious about that, trying to get a pulse on that. So
I've always kind of had the saying, better safe than sorry. So I'm always extra careful. I don't want to bring anything home, and I don't want to spread anything, things like that. So
yeah.
extra conscious.
I find it very interesting. I walk around now, and especially watching the younger kids, the high schoolers and the kids who are in school, and how much more, and even college kids, how much more they're actually wearing their masks. Even though JMU they have to be vaccinated or sign a waiver of some sort, which I don't know what the waiver said, but they have.
It's not our fault if you catch it.
You have to mandate the vaccination and then say, you're not. Okay, let's just sign this piece of paper.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I
the insurance guy. What is that about?
Insurance isn't touching this at all. We have been clear from the start. Nothing is covered. We're not getting involved. Nothing. No, I mean no. That's all to be determined.
But
it's gonna get ugly.
They're so used to wearing their masks for school that they just wear them.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
My daughter's awesome in wearing it because
Yeah.
the teacher posts like pictures every once in a while on like our student portal thing that we can log
They're
onto.
very resilient, and I see.
And
it as
she's
well.
been great wearing hers, and the teacher even had to you can take it off to eat your pizza for lunch. You can take it off now.
Yeah,
But she's been awesome from what we've heard and seen in pictures.
that's great.
She's great wearing a mask. But the key is to find a mask that you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
For everyone, the key
Yeah.
for everyone is to
find one that's
and
comfortable.
then you have to convince your daughter
Right.
that the mask that you think is the prettiest is the one that hurts your ears.
Why? Just to
No, it's serious. Like she comes home and she's like, "Oh, my ears are in so much pain." I was like, "Well, because you keep choosing that mask because you think it's the prettiest one."
yeah.
But it's rubber
not
bands,
always the best one, yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Because my daughter wasn't on board right away, I want to say, but once we found like her favorite show, or we found Mickey and Minnie ones, or then she loves wearing them.
I say, what's a real bummer? The best masks are for the kids, and they're not big enough for my face. I go in and I'm standing around looking. I'm like, man, these are really cute. Oh man, they're not.
Half the ones we wear in our house are from like the Disney store. They're so soft that we don't even care what's on the front.
You have one that walks around and you have big stitch teeth, like you have
Yeah.
Stitch's mouth on your face.
I have
like,
so many visions going through my head right now.
I think one had like the Black Panther guy on it. One
now
has
that's-
I don't know, what's
I
that?
wonder if Wakanda got COVID.
I just go black. I go all
Thank you.
black.
Yeah, mine's usually that way
I
too.
go all
but
black like morning.
The rest of the house, they just pick one from the Disney pile, and it is what it is.
Yeah, that's one thing, you used to go to people's houses and you would see the hand towels in the bathroom. Now you go and you see the masks in the front door, It's very interesting.
I actually said that this morning in our mask drawer. I was like, we need to go through this. We have way too many masks in here.
Well, I got rid of a lot of
We
mine.
started shedding ours too.
And then I'm like,
Erica had
oh,
to go
crud,
on
where
here.
were those? I was really comfortable. I can't,
I was like, we wear the same ones, every week or whatever.
if
Why
it-
do we have a whole drawer full of them?
We
Just
went
in
through
case.
we went through a period too, like in that spring period where you were taking it off,
Yeah.
but I kept one in my pocket because
Yeah.
I was going to be somewhere where they wanted me to wear one. I was respectful of that, and then you started being like, all right, any excuse to get rid of it. All right, it's got a little tear in it.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Oh,
shed
this one's
probably
getting a little
about
tight. Yeah,
2/3
here
of
you
our
go.
masks over the summer, and then all of a sudden Erica looks at me like when Delta started running wild, and she's like, I got to start ordering masks.
Yep.
Don't order from me.
I did that. I stopped somewhere the
want
other
to.
day. Yeah, I stopped somewhere the other day, and I'm like, oh no. think I was going into Best Buy, and I'm like, I don't have any masks because I hadn't been keeping them in my purse anymore. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, I have the throwaway ones in the glove compartment.
I had to wear a few of those at work one time because at the beginning you're always like, where did I put my mask? I forgot my mask. How do I forgetting a mask?
I keep a stack of them in the car on the ship.
We thankfully have a supply at work for customers at the time when we were requiring them to wear it, and for staff members. If they
Heather said her kids are good with the masks. They are 5 and 3. I found kid-size medical ones at Target.
Ooh.
And if anyone's looking for a good kids mask, check out Snoozies on Amazon. They are perfect size and so comfy. Well, Heather, that's great.
But just be careful of the fraud on Amazon too.
Yeah, but Heather, that's great. But I was complaining about myself. I need a really nice, comfy, perfect size adult one. So, you have my email. Let me know if you find that.
Check the Disney store.
There was, I believe, Old Navy was people like them too.
I bought
They were
some at
really
Old Navy.
cheap.
I didn't like.
See.
Yeah, they were too small. They were not wide enough. The best ones. Why are we?
I went through a
talking
bunch in the
about this?
beginning.
This
has probably been our best conversation.
We're at 105.
Oh, we are. We're done.
Still on.
Well, we're still on, but we should end. Okay. With that, we will end.
We're gonna be kicked out by Mr. Mads.
Mr. Mad, Chris Mad will say, dude, you're over. Why? Where was our alarm? It didn't go off telling us we're done. Oh, Heather says they make big ones too. Thank you. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast today. It was quite unusual. Fun.
First Friday after Labor Day. So
Yeah, right? Because the last one was right before. So, we're just relaxed, having fun. We're getting geared up for Tony Robbins. We'll be at our peak performance at our next podcast. Will be a peak performance podcast.
Who's on the next podcast?
Thanks for asking.
I didn't ask.
You
Sorry.
didn't ask. I'm sorry. I can't remember.
What did I say?
It'll be, I guess, the Tony Robbins thing.
The next time we're on Zoom, yes, will be Tony Robbins. Yes, for sure. So join us there. And I apologize because I forgot to write that down beforehand, and I try to remember, but I can't.
I missed the pre-podcast meeting, so I didn't know not to ask that.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry. If it depends. Well, I do know that our co-host, I believe, is Ray Eckhoff, because again, we're going away, so we're leaving from here. When you live in Rumson,
Eckhoff podcast.
When you live in Rumson, it takes 20 minutes to get to the Parkway. When you're here in Homedale, you're right at the Parkway already, so it's a big chunk.
As far from the Parkway as you can get in New Jersey.
Yeah, probably. So he'll be our co-host in 2 weeks.
I don't know. Getting off the Parkway and going to Long Branch every day, I feel like I'm driving for forever when I get off the.
Yeah.
36. Oof.
All right, but
Anyway.
we look forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday and joining us for mini golf and Blue Grotto on the 29th. And with that, we will say thank you very much, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Stop in Long Branch and Little Silver, see me. Bye.
Oh, yeah. First Constitution Bank.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Have a good one.